What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's go over some things with BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay, so it had a fallout. We saw it. It burned some of us, probably a lot of us, but that doesn't mean that there is no play there. Like I said, was Ryan Cohen in any of the other squeeze plays that you were interested in? No, probably not. But, I mean, it was good. It was good attention. It was good traction. And it was what it was for a good run. But there were some good things that came out of that as well. So I wanted to go over kind of the situation, what we're looking at, what I'm seeing, and maybe you guys are seeing it as well. I think it might be worth another look about now. Now, it might be a couple days early, or I might be right on time, but I think it's time to talk about it. So as always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment purposes only, so let's be entertained. Okay, let's go over several things. I want to talk about the Ortex, I want to talk about Max Payne, and I want to talk about what I'm seeing on the charts. You guys know I like to look for patterns. I like to see whenever those patterns start to come back into play. I like to look at the TA, and I make my decisions from there. So you guys look at my TA compared to your TA and see if we are thinking along the same lines. Okay, so first things first, we are on the threshold list. So there are FTDs out there that need to be delivered, and we are going to just wait and see whenever those come through. But it is hard to borrow still, 100% utilization, 81.12% free float on loan. It looks like it came down a little bit. Possibly, maybe not, who knows, but we'll see how those numbers all shake out whenever we get a true report come in. But I do like that we are on the threshold list. It's been on the threshold list. I think Cohen could have almost set some of that up, as far as a lot of those calls were closing in the money. So I don't know. We're going to find out, but I think that there's a lot to have to deliver there. So that's my first thing, is as long as it's on the threshold list, I have some faith that there's still some activity that could go on there. The other thing I want to talk about for this week is Max Payne. Max Payne plays a very large role. We've learned that through the past year, if not year and a half or 2 years, just how almost accurate Max Payne is. Now, it's early in the week, so this number can change. But as of right now, $15, sitting significantly higher than where we are. So in my opinion, unless this changes drastically, the market makers are going to be probably trying to drive the price up, allowing some of that buying pressure to actually come into the stock, not send it all to the dark pools. Maybe, I don't know exactly how they do it or what they do, but they do control a lot of these numbers. So I do like the fact that Max Payne is sitting higher than where we currently are. I think that will have an impact as well. So will we see some of that effect this week? Like I said, I may be just a fuzz early, or I might be right on time. Let's look at the charts and see if I'm seeing anything that you guys are seeing. So I always like to look for these big volume candles. We opened up today with a very large green volume candle. Now, if we look back on the charts, whenever we opened up with big green volume candles, we got big moves, or at least moves in the right direction. So what I was looking at was, kind of how long in between those big green open volume candles we see them, it kind of starts to push its way back up. So even over here, it was still playing out pretty much similar. Get that big green volume candle, takes a little bit of time, kind of makes that grind, and then, the push up. So that's what I'm seeing right now, is it's finally making a little bit of a change. I'm seeing a big green volume candle, and I want to see where that goes. Not only that, I do like that it bounced off of the gap fill again today. I mean, it's trying to get down there. It wants to almost get down there. We're within reason. It is trending the other direction, which is another positive thing. But what I really like as well is the trend line. The very last safety net is right down here at the gap fill. So, I mean, it could float up tonight. Who knows? But that's a very easy, quick push down with one candle almost, to just hammer it down, get quickly sucked back up into that safety net trend line, and start making that bounce upward for Max Payne. I think it's sitting at a point where it could realistically go either way. We had a terrible day as far as most of the so-called meme stocks went in the markets today. Bed Bath and Beyond got lumped in there, and I mean, overall, it wasn't bad. It got a very nice pop and then got hammered down, but it just consolidated pretty nice. I really like kind of the strength that we're finally starting to see. I can't guarantee that's going to hold. Like I said, there might be a hard push that would just push it down to that full gap fill around 810, 820, whatever it is there, and then try to quickly suck back up into this trend line. So that's what I'm looking for, because I think if it does make a bounce there, it could be a pretty hard, solid bounce. I don't know that for a fact. It's going to highly depend on probably what the overall market is doing, but I think they have a lot of explaining to do for this candle, because we know Cohen was back here and we know he was in here, but this wasn't him. This was news. So, somebody definitely dumped a lot of shares in here to make this happen, and I don't think it was retail. I don't. Some of it might have been. Some of it might have been stop losses getting triggered. Some people might follow the man, but really we got a nice setup here. It's just a matter of will it play out, when it's going to play out. Am I a couple days, 3 days early, or am I right on time? I don't know. The RSI is slowly building. You can kind of see that it's starting to creep its way back up ever so slowly. It's not making any kind of crazy moves just yet, but it is trending, at least turning around. And I like to see that. So it could very easily get rejected right around here. We know this is kind of where it maxed out and made that downtrend, and we are there, and it is trending back down. So I'm treading very cautiously, but I do like to point out things that I'm looking at a little bit early, because I want to bring attention to it if it's something that you guys are watching, and you guys have insight too. So I look through your comments and see what you guys are thinking and where your head's at. But all in all, what I'm looking for is a hard, quick push down, fill the gap, bounce, suck back up into this trend line. So if I see that, I'll probably be watching this gap fill very, very hard. I want to see how it responds right there. Could it go lower? Yeah, it could. Always have a trading plan if you're going to get back into it. You never want to come back into a revenge trade and then lose money again. But keep those stop losses in mind. Have a trading plan. Like I said, as long as you're entering it knowing the risks, there is downside there. Zero is always an option, but at some point I think all the technicals, the situation that it's in, I think all of that's going to come to a headwind, and I think it could turn things around very well. So I wanted to chime back in, just let you guys know, so I'm not here talking about it a day or two later and for some reason it ran. Like I said, I can't guarantee you, but I do like where it's sitting, and I want to see where it goes from here. So I got my attention on it. Tomorrow, probably in the early morning, and how it opens up, and from there. All right, guys, thanks for coming back, watching another one. I hope you had a good day in the markets. I hope you made some money. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.